Hi, in this video I want to give um, a look inside this project I made, Label and Divide. I'm not really the most experienced producer or musician, but I think personally when I watch these videos I always find it very interesting, so I also want to make one. Maybe some people find it helpful, but what you see here, take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure it's not the optimal way to do stuff. But yeah, I just want to share it. So this all started from one idea, and this is from the main theme. This idea started, there are these videos of where they animate some time signatures or the bars in like a Meshuggah or Tigran Hamasya and Animus leaders, anything like this, where they animate how the bars divided and structured. So this is an idea or a concept I took from there. And that's pretty much just ignoring kind of the time signature, but just thinking about this pattern. And this pattern is, so this is 16th notes, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then it repeats. So if I play this, and obviously I used the chord on top of that, but now just to get an idea what it is. So yeah, like I said, everything is playing around this pattern. Obviously, especially the drums. You have to keep in the snare. And then in terms of harmony, I found this chord, which is which is augmented chord from the first inversion. It's actually the 3, right? 3, 7, 1. Because it's augmented, it's a sharp 5. So I like this chord, and this chord is just kind of arpeggiated in this, playing around the half step up. Again, the half steps, and then it goes into, this is again the third inversion of a half diminished, because this chord exists in harmonic minor. So this is actually the scale I use for this. And if you look at the chords, minor major 7, half diminished, augmented, minor. This is dominant, half step up. It's the only major chord, major 7, and then full step plus half step because it's the 6 to the 7, and then harmonic minor have a major 7, right? So it's one half step more, and then this one is fully diminished, and then I'm back to the 1. So this is my key, and you will see now it's all based around these chords, arpeggiated and making use of these half step. So if I play the whole section, it sounds like this. So that was the first idea. Again, where was I? is the half diminished inversion from the third, and then the same inversion, but for the minor major 7 chord, right? So this is my minor 3, major 7, 1, 5. Yeah. So this is how it started, and then pretty much everything was built around that. So there's like a chord run before that. Again, this is also strictly these chords. This one, the two half steps up, half diminished, minor major 7. Wait. Okay, then this is actually fully diminished, another fully diminished, walking in minor third steps. This is again the inversion of the major chord that is coming here. This is kind of full diminished, but playing the 7 of this major chord. And full diminished. And then you could, like I said, you could move these full diminished in minor thirds, but here I skip one, and I go here, and then you're back to the 1. So this run sounds like. And then it goes in this main part. So they're just 16th. You have made that it fits into this form. Before that, I came up with this part. Again, this is just playing notes again of the harmonic minor scale. The chords are listen to this. Alright, and then it's played. The one again. And there it repeats. So here, like I said, the drums, they're strictly following this pattern. All right, and whenever there is a snare, I replace the kick, but still 2-3, 2-2-3, 2-2-3, 2-3, 2-2. See, sometimes they evade, and it's fine, but usually when they hit at the same time, I prioritize the snare, take the kick out. This just doesn't sound. Usually it doesn't sound good. They play together. So then let's have a look what the other guitar is doing, the rhythm guitar. This is again following strictly the pattern of the kick. So this part is I need to take it off because the delay is really bad. My computer is almost dying. So this is this part here. And as you can see, it's obviously heavily edited to make it very consistent and tight with the thumping. It's not that easy. And then also what I do here, left and right, obviously, and then just the regular some EQ. There's some pieces, parallel compression, some more EQ, some saturation, some this is a bit stronger EQ, this is less EQ. And then there's lots of novas on there that make like the kick plays, the ducks. Same for the same for the snare. Maybe it's on here. But also for the other guitar, I try to find the frequencies of where, like the dominant frequencies of where the instruments are playing. So the lead guitar is playing around here. I don't know if you see it now. I know it's frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. Let me see it. So that the melody, the rhythm guitar peeks through, so they play kind of around each other and they don't stay in the same range. Same, there's a solo in the end. It's also the same here. But then what's actually happening here is this is the thumping, and that is layered with pluck. This is pluck. Then I need to. Just to get a bit more consistency. And then obviously there is a bit more going on. There's also another bass layer. There's a stop. And then there's a bit more plucky bass, just to give it a bit more body. And then same, some EQing, some more EQing. Nova, I put on pretty much everything, just to help that they are not in the way. And also on these, like on the rhythm guitar also has like there's this thing going on underneath to make it more like precise, more full. But then what I like to do is use the Nova quite heavy. Again, it's frozen, so it doesn't really show. But use it quite heavily so that the rhythm guitar peeks through the frequencies it's playing, but then the frequencies there's enough a lot that it is kind of boosted. The doubler, they help to make it a bit more present. And then there's intro chords. Those are made from this, basically, again, following this pattern I had here, but then just skipping quite a bit. So the way they are playing is, oh no, this is already this. So the intro, the rhythm guitar plays twice the chords, and then the lead guitar plays twice the chords, and then the rhythm guitar joins in at the second time, and then it does also play twice. And then as the rhythm guitar is playing the second round, the lead guitar is already moving into this. But then let's have a look. Let's have a listen to the chords. And then the rhythm here is all the chords. Like I said, they're made from these chords, but ordered, structured a little bit different. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. That was the one again. and then the rhythm guitar is just playing it at a low octave. Right. And then, like I said, the lead guitar starts with this. Rhythm guitar is still with the rhythm. This. And then the rhythm guitar changes parts, and the lead guitar just keeps on going with this this 16th pattern for quite a while now. So like I showed, this part I already showed. So thumping. That goes on for 2 repetitions. And then the thumping part switches up. And then obviously there's some chords underneath, some candy, some textures, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, now as it switches, it goes to, it's very similar still, but it kind of changes with the pace. Now it's it's first. And then it already starts playing this while the lead guitar is still going on with this. And then it repeats this, but then also the lead guitar starts playing like an interlude. Where is it? Like that. And then it really kind of fits together. See? This is so this is like an interlude thing. Also kind of sticking to the rhythm. So heavily edited, as you can see. The way I made this is just playing notes I like the sound of. Also notes that are kind of reachable, and then I'm also trying to think more and more of notes that actually make sense and that work with the chords that play underneath to get more intentional sounding playing. But it still needs work, obviously. But yeah, then it goes in this part we talked about already. It's like this chord run. Main theme. And then the bass or the rhythm guitar changes the pattern. Goes from that's this part. So here, again, this is kind of like an interlude. It's not really solo. Interlude, again, based around the chords and the notes that are being played. The rhythm guitar is playing here now instead of just the dab 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 dab. It's playing. No, the second time is just half. And it goes into this break. And during this break, the lead guitar is playing this. So this is again just the chords from the beginning. Now it is so these are just like the upper parts of the chords I mentioned before. There's lots of diminished. I like the diminished. Yeah, then it goes into this part where there's a key change happening. So now it's like the pattern I had before of this 2 3 2 2 3 2 2 3 2 3 2 2 3. This now is inverted like this. So now it starts with 3 2 3 2 2 3 2 3 and so on. Here. Now the rhythm kind of changes. See, 3 2 3 2 2 3 2 3 2 2 3 2 2 3 and so on. And also what's happening now, I'm playing this chord, which is A sharp, G, and another A. So if you look at the scale, G, A sharp. And then here it changes to just a regular minor. So it goes from harmonic minor to Aeolian. Yeah. And because this chord exists in both, the rhythm guitar we're playing, the rhythm guitar changes between C and C sharp. So every time I change the note, it changes keys. And then I think, yeah, this is just bass. And then the chords, they just do, yeah, they play C, G, and G. And what is it? C, C, G, and then C sharps and A. So again, G is in both and A is also in both. This down here. And yeah, this builds up and then it drops here. Yeah, that's everything is frozen already, but still like this. I don't know. I hope it's okay. Yeah, so this is this part now, which is quite cool as it changes back and forth through the key, and it goes into a solo. And yeah, like I said, this pattern is now reversed here, so everything plays around that. That's it. That's it. There's just some more stuff underneath. You know, this is the typical complex Pro plus 12. What the bass is doing. Again, some played, some thumped, some just plucked. Some more layers underneath, and then it moves into the solo. Here we have now the rhythm guitar is staying with the pattern from before, and underneath the solo, the pattern from before, they get played on top of each other. You don't hear it that well because there's lots of other stuff going on. Like there's now an electronic bass kicking in here. But if I single them out, it's this one, this one, and this one. And so here it goes. And then at some point they meet again. Yeah, here they meet again. And then it goes into the outro. So with this part, like I said, the one guitar still keeps playing that newly introduced pattern that came in here. So this one. And then the other guitar is playing this pattern. And then they're on left and right. But you barely hear it because I'm going to show you now there's the solo also kicking in. And there's some doublers, some more distortion with like a synthesizer. And the solo, again, heavily edited. Yeah, I wish I could play a bit more clean or more real. And then there's also some more effects, like this kind of stuff. Which is this now. You know, some stuff like this. But yeah, let's have a listen to this. Come on. And then they play together, coming back to the main theme, playing the main theme again together. And then this is the outro. And texture, there's the texture. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's this electronic bass kicking in. This is underneath the solo, which is just playing, yeah, some notes of the scale. All right, it's like Phrygian, right? A sharp, G. Um, yeah, then, like I said, when it comes to the guitars, everything is doubled left and right. These I read the sound I made. It's Chord Run, plugin, this one, and a Basi with a clean, and also direct input. So it's like a blend of these, and then also they switch in and out, and different parts have different stuff. And then obviously lots of compression. These TLD Novas, they are pretty much on everything. Some of this, taking some annoying frequencies out. Also parallel compression, some more saturation, some strong compression, some bit weaker compression. What's this? Oh yeah, taking care of these string clicky noises. They get quite harsh in this kind of guitar. And then also again, Nova making the two guitars evade each other when they play. Oh yeah, also this was the first I used the reverb and delay send, which I guess gives it a bit more feeling that it's actually in one room. Makes it more sense because it all goes through the same reverb, and then obviously the guitars and especially the chords, the synthesizer, they have reverb and delay on their own, but it also goes through this. Not so much that you hear it that much, but you feel it, right? Yeah, this kind of indie stuff. Reversed hi-hats is very common stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now to the master. That's always the interesting thing. I have a bit of Anina, which is like a Soothe variant, just to get the harshness out. And then I tried EQing and do compression. There's a high cut at 19K, some pre-stop highs. But then the best result I got, because there's no volume on here, right? Limiter is on the volume. The best result I actually got from Moises AI mastering. I found here there you can put reference tracks, and you can just swap out a few reference tracks. What you think if the AI makes this project the same way in terms of frequency spectrum as the reference track, and you think this might sound good, you can just check them and see how it would sound on your song. So by far I got the best result doing that. And then, but once you start doing this, it gets quite tedious because you need to export this and then upload it to Moises and then see if it sounds good. And then if you, because it changes the frequencies and makes everything pretty loud, you can target a specific low you want to hear. And then it gets really tedious because if there's a sound you don't like, then you need to go back into your project. Opening this alone takes like 10 minutes already. So yeah, at this point, you need to have like a decently mastered thing already, or mixed thing at least, and then you just put it in there to see how it would sound when it's finished. All right, and I also started doing this, which is quite nice. You put this on the master to check, give it a bit more, to spot check how the frequencies sound. See, for example, if your low end is still, if it still translates to your low end, right? So it's quite nice to spot check it. And then also what I started doing here is to put it in mono. Come on. To see if you lose any low end, right? Because if you're losing low end, you can hear it more easily on mono, and then it would mean that you have some phase issues. But I think it's yeah, this is the problem with this project. Yeah, it's always nice to start a new project which is empty again and not so much hassle. All right, that's pretty much it. I hope that was maybe interesting for someone. And, like I said, I'm not the most experienced. I just try stuff and try to get better. Most importantly, always get a bit better. Right? Thanks for watching. Peace.